Okay, hi there folks, it's just me again, the guy with the wandering camera, just rambling about the last days. But, you may have noticed I shaved my head. It's getting a little too high maintenance, but that's neither here nor there. Just a different look for the most part, and also a change of videos. Instead of talking about the tribulation period, which can be very interesting, but there's a lot going on along there. Instead of talking about the rapture, which I've already talked about, what I'd really like to talk about is an area that has really interested me for years, for decades. Since 1996, I've got a vision of what life was going to be like during the 1,000 years of peace. And it's going to be, the planet's going to be so much better than it is now. Conditions are going to be so much better, and we'll be so much better as people, because we, the believers that are alive now, will have our new regenerated bodies, as well as all the people from the past who are in heaven right now. They'll get their bodies back too, so they'll be regenerated. So during the 1,000 years of peace, there are going to be three kinds of people walking around on the planet. The first will be the angels, because they won't have to be hidden anymore. And the next will be we, the regenerated, with our resurrected bodies, as well as the survivors of Armageddon. There's going to be a very few people left, however many start off during the tribulation period and end up in Armageddon. There'll be, the Bible says there's going to be a remnant of people left. So if there are 500 million people during the last year of the tribulation, then out of that 500 million, there may be a couple of hundred, maybe a couple of thousand, maybe a million or so. Who knows how much exactly a remnant is. But it's a very small amount based on a larger piece. So anyway, so during the 1,000 years of peace, there's going to be those three kinds of beings walking around inhabiting the planet. The angels will still be there to serve mankind, but not in the same way they have before. They won't be serving us, the regenerated, because we'll have moved on to the next stage of our existence. We will become the new species of human beings, one that has moved up from where we were with our flesh and blood bodies that can bleed, that need to eat, that need to sleep, and that can suffer injury. We'll have our resurrected bodies, which means we will no longer have any of that to concern with. We will still be able to eat. We'll still be able to enjoy food like Jesus did with his resurrection body. But eating won't be a necessity. We'll never get hungry. We'll never starve to death. We'll never feel hunger pains again, but we can still enjoy food and drink. And we will never be able to get tired, to get exhausted. We could work a 6-day work week, 24 hours a day during that period, and never get tired. But we can still enjoy a nice sleep, because we can also enter into the realm of dreams. So not only will we have our heavenly home up in heaven, but we will have a home down here on earth, the new earth that is being rebooted after Armageddon. Plus we will also get to venture into the dream world as well. Plus a few other things, but I'll get into those later. As for the condition, the shape of the planet, let me just talk about that for a second, because I found it kind of interesting too, the things that I've been seeing over the years. The main one being, is that Armageddon. That is the final battle of mankind as we know it now, where they will be surrounding Israel, surrounding Jerusalem, in an attempt to destroy it, because Satan has convinced his followers to create the one world army, and they figure if they destroy the chosen of God, the chosen people, if they destroy that, then Jesus will have no reason to come back. So that's going to be their motivation for surrounding Israel and surrounding Jerusalem specifically, in order to destroy it. But before the first shot is fired, before they try to destroy Israel, that's when the skies of heaven open, and mankind sees the Lord coming down. They see just how small this universe really is once all the blackness of the universe has been rolled away, like a scroll, like a carpet being rolled up. And that's when things change. That's when we, the believers, if we want to, join the armies, the angelic armies, and we come down with Jesus, with fire in his eyes, on his horse, with the King of Kings and Lord of Lords written on his thigh, coming down on his horse to wipe out the final evil armies that are trying to destroy God's chosen people. So we can be part of that army that wipes out the unrepentant, wicked, evil people that are on the battlefield of Armageddon. And now, once the battle is done, this is the biggest change that I've read in the Bible, as well as seen in some of the insights and some of the visions that I've got. And this is the whole new earth that the Bible is talking about. The Bible says that during those days, the sun is going to burn 7 times brighter, the moon is going to burn 7 times brighter, which logically, if we apply a scientific principle to the whole thing, that the sun that we know now is going to move into its next stage of existence, which means somehow it's going to expand. Whether it just increases in intensity and stays the same size that it is, or whether it totally expands to 7 times larger than what it is, we don't know. We do know, though, that it's going to shine 7 times brighter than it is. So, logically, when it does move into that next stage of existence and it expands, I would imagine it's going to be an immediate change, which means it will send out a shockwave. And that shockwave is going to change the orbits of the first 4 planets. It'll change the orbit of Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. And once those orbits have been reestablished, we're going to get a whole new monthly, yearly cycle of what the stars look like, and what the constellations look like, and how they appear to our eyes on a monthly basis. But to backtrack just a bit, when it does expand, when the sun does expand and it sends out that shock wave, it's going to be that particular shock wave that hits the earth. And when that shock wave hits the earth, that's going to be what causes the great earth shake that knocks down every single building that mankind has built. Every city that we know right now is going to be shaken, and there won't be anything left. There won't be any tall buildings that we know that will exist. And once the shock wave hits the earth, that's going to change the continental structure of the planet Earth. Everything's going to change. The continents, the landscape, the oceans. The Bible says that the oceans are going to be upturned, and that the mountains are going to be made lower, and that the largest mountain on the new earth is going to be Zion, the holy hill in Jerusalem, where the Lord will have his temple, the gates of Jerusalem, the walled city. That's going to be the largest mountain on the face of the planet. And I believe what I've seen is that all the continents are going to be very different than what they are now. Right now, the planet has, 70% water and 30% land. It's going to be reversed during the 1,000 years of peace. It's going to be 70% land and 30% water. There'll be 1 or 2 major oceans, but they're not going to be nearly as big as they are now. They'll probably be half the size, but there will be a lot more lakes and a lot more rivers flowing in the 5 major continents that will be on the face of the earth during the 1,000 years of peace.